My name is Christina Armstrong and my job title is Brand Engagement Manager, and I work for BlackBerry. So most recently I started working with Jessie J. We're using her as a brand ambassador. We've also used Tiny Temper. I'm sure people would have seen a lot of work that we did with him, and BlackBerry is something that enables them to do their jobs and has enabled them to carry on doing what they're doing when they have to travel to the other side of the world, or whether they're in London, enables them to stay in touch with their management. As a student, I was hardworking, probably not as hardworking as I could have been, but I did work hard, and especially in the subjects that I loved, like art and textiles and theatre studies. I did English, so I did all the standard ones, so English, maths, art and sciences. I also did a BTEC in theatre studies, and I did business studies as well. Quite outgoing, which I still am, so I think in the industry that I'm working in now, working with music acts, you have to be quite outgoing and quite confident. So I was definitely like that at school. I'm sure a lot of my friends would say that. So I wanted to do fashion and I wanted to stay on to do A-levels. I became quite ill when I was sort of 15, 16 and I had to take time out of school, so I fell behind in my studies. So once I had got better, I was too far behind and didn't really want to go back a year when I went back into school, so I just decided to go straight to work instead. Obviously it was disappointing, but I've never been the sort of person that looks back and regrets things. I think it's my upbringing, my family has always been, you know, you pick yourself up and you get on and do things. And it hasn't done me any harm not going to university. It might have taken me I might have got here a bit quicker, it might have taken me a bit longer, but I don't regret it, certainly not, no. One of the first jobs I had, I was working for a publishing company, and I was doing a production role, so working on the advertising side. And I did it for about a year with a couple of publishing companies and wasn't really sure that it was what I wanted to do. Even though it was fulfilling the creative part that I like to do, it really wasn't fulfilling enough for me, wasn't what I wanted to be getting into. So that's when I really started to doubt whether that was the right thing for me to do, and then luckily I got the job as a marketing assistant and met my great manager, who then championed me to go on and do better things. She was a female boss in telecoms, which at the time when I first started working in telecoms, there weren't that many female bosses in the industry, and even today it's still quite male dominated. But she was great. She encouraged me to really try new things and to try out all of the campaigns and projects that I worked on, and really made me believe in myself and believe that I could go out there and achieve what I wanted to. I wouldn't say there's one thing I'm most proud of. I think there's lots of things that I'm proud of with the work that I do. For instance, with the Playbook campaign I've just done, you know, Jessie J being plastered over the IMAX with the Playbook activity that we've done. It's a great sense of accomplishment when you see that campaign come to life after you've worked on it for so long. Or even things like a secret gig, and I get to see competition winners enjoying themselves, watching live performances by some of the artists that we've put on for them, and getting to see those people really enjoy that and getting them up close and personal with the artists that we work with as well. In 5 years' time, I'd still like to be working within music. I'd possibly like to look at mentoring younger people and showing them that you can work in music. You don't necessarily have to be a Tiny Temper to work in the music industry. There are other ways, for instance, what I do, or lots of other roles that support those guys to get to where they are.